everyone. Welcome to Faith and Yoga at St. Bartholomew's. I'm Dixie, and I'm here with my husband Fred, with Jerry, Aaron, and Judy to bring you this month's session of the yoga. This month we're going to focus on grounding. And grounding means that you're being aware of what is underneath your feet and taking that into your senses as far as temperature, texture, and how you connect to the earth. So that's what grounding's all about. The verse that I picked for this month is from Isaiah chapter 55:12. And yesterday I learned that this is a hymn that St. Bartholomew's is very familiar with. So this is the verse from Isaiah. You shall go out in joy and be led forth in peace. The mountains and the hills before you shall break forth into singing, and all the trees of the field shall clap their hands. So keep that in mind as we go through our session of grounding yoga today. We'll be pulling back into some of these things expressed in this Bible verse. When we do our tree pose, there's going to be some hand clapping, and I hope you'll feel the joy of the Lord throughout this session. So let's get started. Here's a thought from some Eastern way of thinking about grounding and how we should feel about the earth. When we walk like we are rushing, we print anxiety and sorrow on the earth. We have to walk in a way that we only print peace and serenity on the earth. Be aware of the contact between your feet and the earth. And listen closely. Walk as if you are kissing the earth with your feet. So keep that in your mind as well. So we're going to get started with some grounding activity. So as you might imagine, grounding means getting down. So let's lie back on our mat and we'll get started. We're going to start just by lying back. Knees are going to be bent. The soles of your feet are going to be on the mat. And whether you have socks on or not, it's a chilly day, so we all have socks on here. But you can still, or most of us can still feel the texture of the mat underneath us. We can feel the pressure that our feet have against the mat. And also you can be aware of the temperature. So just let's just give ourselves a little bit of time to find this grounding sensation. Hands can be by your side, or you can put one hand on your belly and one hand on your heart. And while we were here, let's take a deep breath in through our nose and exhale through our mouth. Deep breath in and exhale through your mouth. Breathing in and out. Another breath in and out. I'm going to invite you to do 5 more cycles of breathing here at your own pace, and then we'll move on to the next. Now letting your knees come together. So we're going to put our knees together and let them fall in towards the center of your mat. And maybe noticing if a different part of your foot is sensing the temperature and the texture of the mat now. Just be aware of that. And once again, taking a few cycles of breath here. And now, if you're ready, pull your knees into your chest here and do a gentle little rock from side to side. And we're going to extend you can put your hands down by your side again. We're going to inhale, extend our legs out on the mat. As you exhale, bring them back into your chest. Inhale, extend. Exhale, bring them in. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. And 2 more times with your own sinking breath. Inhaling as your legs go out. Exhaling as you bring them in. And then on your next exhale, keep those knees in and let them fall over to the right into a twist. And extend your arms out to a T. And your gaze looks out the other direction. Knees are to your right, your head is turned to your left, arms are at a T. And here, take the time to do at least 3 deep breaths into the space this provides. One more breath in. And then come to your back. Bring your knees into your chest again. Give them a little movement from side to side. And let them fall to the opposite side, to the left. Extending your arms out and turning your head to the right this time. Knees to the left, your head is turned to the right, and arms are extended. And once again, there's a different type of space in your chest cavity now that's allowed to take a deep breath in and out. So do 3 to 4 rounds of breath here. And then coming back to center again. We're going to take the right knee, pull it into our chest, and do some circles with it. The left leg can remain bent, sensing that sensation underneath your foot at the ground. But let's do some hip circles here to loosen our hips up. In each direction. And then when you finished about 5 in each direction, just extend your leg up, flex that foot, and give it a point and a flex. A point and a flex. And now take that foot around each direction about 3 times. And see if you can wiggle your feet a little bit. Actually on the toes, see if you can wiggle your toes here a little bit. Get them going. And then you can return that foot down. And now take your left leg and let's do the same. Let's do some hip circles with that left knee. At least 5 in each direction. And then when you've done that, extend your leg up. And do some flex and points here again. Flex and point. Flex. And then continue with some foot circles here. At any time, if you're not comfortable or if you're sensing some pain, just do what your body tells you is okay. Listen to your body. And once again, see if you can wiggle your toes a little bit. And then bring that foot back down to earth. Let the knees fall to the right. Just give them a stretch. Inhale, bring them back up to center. And then let them fall over to the left. We're going to transition to tabletop position, so I'll meet you there. So just a reminder to check in with yourself for tabletop position for alignment. We want to make sure that the shoulder, elbow, and wrist are in a line. We want to make sure that we're not like this with our legs, that our hip and our knee are in line. And then we also, one more thing, we want to look through and see if you see your toes. If you see your toes, something's not quite right. Just adjust it. All right, so what we're going to do is just do a little bit of this rocking sensation. Just a little bit of this movement, starting going to the left, doing some circles here. About 5 in each direction. Coming back to tabletop. Once again, checking in. And then moving on to cat and cow. So for cow, we want to let our belly drop as we inhale. We want to let our gaze look up. For cat, we want to exhale, pull that belly button to our spine and arch our back up. Gaze can look down or out ahead. And the important part here is we want to sync it with our breath if we can. So next breath in, inhale and your belly drops and your gaze looks up. Excuse me, exhale, pull that belly button to your spine, arch it up. Inhale, belly drops, gaze looks up. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. And then back to tabletop. Let yourself have a little bit of movement here. Wag your dog a little. We're going to take our left foot back with a flex foot. Shut the door behind us. Use your core to help you do this. Extend your left hand out as if you were going to shake someone's hand. And continue to breathe here. A little bit longer, 10 more seconds. And bring it in. Good job. Give yourself a moment to shake out that hand that was holding everything up. Move yourself around a little bit. And prepare to send that left foot back with a flex foot, shutting that door behind you, reaching out with that right hand. using your core. And then bringing it back in. Good job, everyone. Let yourself move here a little bit. And let your toes come together. The thighs open up. Option to use the block for a child's pose here. Just take a tiny little break. Breathing in and out. Breathing in again and out. One more breath in and out. Good job. And we're going to do thread the needle while we're here. So once again, let's just check in. I found myself, I was pushed back a little bit farther than I should be. But we're going to raise that right hand up. Gaze looks up at that hand. And then we're going to put it down through the space that our left arm allows, stretching out that hand to allow our body to come through. And you stretch your shoulder and arm across. Pushing into that left arm and bringing yourself back up again. Coming back to tabletop, allowing yourself just to have a little bit of movement as we bring that left arm up and put it through the space that our right arm provides. Don't forget to breathe. Things get a little cramped when you're your abdomen here, but don't forget to breathe. And then when you're ready, pushing with that right arm and coming back up. Okay, so we're going to have Fred come up. He's going to demonstrate some different ways to do gate pose, which is also a grounding pose. Hi.
We're going to start out in tabletop position for this pose. And from here we're going to come up, hands on hips. We'll extend our right foot out, put those toes out onto the mat and ground them. From here, we're going to keep our hips forward. We don't want to roll forward like this. Keep our back straight. We're going to slide that right hand down toward the right ankle, and then take your left hand, come across your stomach, just like you're going to smear jelly or butter across your stomach, and just bring that hand up overhead. And you could turn the palm up or down here. This is gate pose. Remember to breathe. And then when you're ready, you're going to slide back up. Hands back on hips, right knee back down, and we'll go to the other side. So we'll extend that left foot out. Again, ground those toes in. Try to keep those hips forward if you can. Slide that left hand down toward the left ankle. Take that right hand across your stomach. And just gradually keep the palm up or down. Back to center, hands back to hips. There's another version of this, or variation, where if this pose is too intense, you can simply extend that right foot out, put your left hand down to the mat, just bring that right hand up overhead. Almost like a kickstand pose that we do it. Very similar to that. Except you don't have both feet out to the side, to the right side. And then you can come back up, do it on the opposite side. So again, we'll kick that left foot out, right hand down to the mat, Just extend that left hand up overhead. And then we'll come back to center. There's also seated gate pose. So we'll transition into an easy seated position. Start out. Get your left foot out and your right heel in. Slide that left hand down toward your left ankle. Bring that right hand up overhead. Feel it stretch right in here, right in here. You should feel a little bit of a pull. Don't overdo it. And then when you're ready, you come back, center, go to the other side. Bring that left foot in, right foot out. Slide that right hand down toward your right ankle. Just bring that left hand up overhead. Again, you'll feel it pull in here, right here. And then come back. And those hands up overhead. And step right center. Thank you.
That's very well done, Fred. Thank you. And everyone, you can get the soles of your feet together into the cobbler pose. Soles of feet together, or butterfly pose, and let's use our legs and do some stretching here. Check in with your posture. It's easy to let yourself come forward. That's naturally kind of what we do. But check in with your posture. Remembering to breathe here as well. So I'm doing this, I'm thinking of the cobbler pose, and then that makes me think of shoes, and shoes make me think of feet, and feet make me think of grounding with the earth, so there you go. Connections. We are going to take the soles of our feet and put them on the mat or the floor, wherever you are. Once again, check in with your posture. We're going to take our left arm, reach it up, thread it around the space of our ankle and hold on here. Also with the right arm goes up, makes a curve, threads in and around, and let's hold on here for what we're calling for the month of February our, say it with me friends, groundhog pose. Yeah, we usually call it tortoise, but for the month of February it's our groundhog pose. And as we found out yesterday, there's going to be at least 5.5 more days of winter, and you know, I think that's probably going to happen. The groundhog was right, so hold on, friends. Hold on to this grounding pose here. Take notice of how your feet feel here. Take notice of how your arms feel in your bicep muscles. You wouldn't think this would be a strengthening pose, but it absolutely is. And take a moment to do a deep breath in and out. And another breath in and out. And last one, deep breath in. And as you exhale, let your chin come to chest. And then you can release your hands and then join me in a standing position. Well, just like we were talking about our feet and grounding, we're going to spend a little bit of time of making sure that we're moving our feet. So if you have trouble, like have had a toe that was broken, or you know, some people are missing toes, or if you have plantar fasciitis and this bothers you, just do what you can do. But we're going to start with our left foot here. The right foot is going to stay back a little bit. Left foot's going to come forward, and we're just going to kind of do a little bit of rocking around on this foot. Kind of moving it around like this. And see if you can feel the edges in all parts of your foot. This part and the toes. And then do it in each direction too, not just the circle to the right, but to the left as well. And just spend a little bit of time exploring how that feels for you. Maybe your foot's getting a little sweaty. Maybe your foot's cold. Maybe you're one of these people that's blessed with hot feet and can enjoy the wintertime still wearing sandals and flip-flops. But spend a little time with that. Just a little bit more. And then we're going to lift that foot up and just kind of give it a little shake. And we're going to come up on the foot. Just give it like you were coming up on your toe. And then back down. Bring it to the heel. Coming back up to the toe. Coming back on the heel. And then once again, giving it a little movement and shake. And then stepping that foot back, and then bringing your right foot forward, and then doing more of the same with that foot. Kind of pressing down on your foot, feeling the different surfaces, working it from side to side. It's meant to know, like in reflexology and different parts of alternative medicine, that the toes are connected to your sinuses. So those of us who on a daily basis have maybe a runny nose or congestion could possibly benefit from working their feet a little bit more to open up the sinuses. Whether it works for you or not, I don't know, but we'll see. Okay, and then when you think you've done that enough, bring it in, give it a little shake. And then let's do some toes, back to the heel, toes, back to the heels, toes, back to the heel. And one more time. Okay, and then let's let our feet just come together so they're about hip distance apart. And just let yourself have a little bit of movement here, just like you were standing in line for a long time. You just want to be moving a little bit. Get a circle and some shifting going on here. And once again, as I keep saying, think about, how does that feel for my feet? Are my feet liking this? Or do they wish it was over? You know, so just be aware of the connection between your feet and the mat. And then coming to stillness. Let's take a deep breath in, bring our arms up and over, hands meet. Exhale, bring your hands to heart center. Just a reminder here of that verse from Isaiah. Hearing the hills and the fields shout for joy, and the trees clap their hands. It's just a little reminder there. And then letting your hands come down. This time we're going to inhale, arms come up to cactus arms. It's not always the ground that we're on. Sometimes we are on sand, whether it's at the beach or the desert, just something to think about. How does it feel if you were on sand underneath your feet? And then let your hands go down, pointing down, arms are down. Bringing them up and down. And then giving a good shake here. We're also going to do something a little different here. We're going to do a stomp on the earth. So what we're going to do is, I'll show you first and then we'll do it. It's a 3-step stomp. So it's 1, 2, 3. So that's the stomp we're going to do. So if you will join me in a stomp of 3, you ready? 1, 2, 3. Now we want to hinge at the hips and come forward. Because remember, you're not to stomp on the earth, you're to walk like you're kissing it with your feet. So we just want to pat the earth a little bit and say, okay, earth, I'm sorry we were stomping on you. And then slowly rise back up. And then bring your arms up to that star pose, gaze looks up. Bring your hands back together. Maybe thanking God for giving us an earth that gives us so much. And let hands come down. And now we're going to start with the opposite foot for the stomp. So once again, 1, 2, 3. Hinge at the hips, bend over, patting the earth, making amends, and then bringing yourself back up again. Stretching those arms up into star pose. Opening up your heart, take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, bring your hands to heart center. And we'll move on to the next thing. Now this tree pose is different than what we usually do. And I want you to think of your feet as being the roots that you see extended down into an old maple or perhaps an oak tree. I think you know what I'm talking about, the kind that the squirrels like to live in, and they've been there for years and years and years, and the roots go out in all different directions. So that's what we're going to do today. So get strong into your right foot and leg. Instead of using the normal pose we do, we're going to bring our foot over so that our knee is on the, well, that our foot ankle is where our knee is. We want to start with our hands pointed down. Ooh, I'm having trouble today. Hands pointed down, and then bring them up into the wind, and then let those hands clap like the trees in Isaiah. Remember to breathe while doing all this. You can do it. We're doing it. And then let it go. And shake it out. Good job, everyone. Now getting strong into your left leg. Bringing your right foot up towards your knee. Hands are pointed down like an old tree. Letting them move around. And when you're ready,